took a drink.
Boop.
There it is.
There we go. I had to build up to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Starts talking quiet as shit.
It just starts whispering to the mic. What was it, week 24? Was it 23?
I think it's 23. Favorite number.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Should have watched the number 23.
This episode's going to be 2 hours and 30 minutes long.
Oh, my God. Maybe. It might be.
That'd be wild.
It would be. Let's see how wild we're getting today.
A 2.5 hour long episode.
See how wild we're getting today. Hopefully not too wild. We might get swept up in a tornado while we're recording this.
Oh, that is true.
You know, there might be a sudden jog in the recording because we had to duck.
And just hear a lot of rumbling.
We'll just be like, oh God, oh God.
Just be screaming, ah!
Swept away. But hopefully it doesn't come to that and we can just get to the end of the episode.
Yeah, I think so.
And seek shelter. Yeah, so do you want to start since you have so many?
I have a big chunk we can just knock out right now if you want to.
Hey, let's just fucking do it.
And we're gonna pick up where we left off.
Okay.
And I watched the rest of the Leprechaun movies.
Oh, we're back to the Leprechaun.
And we're right back to it.
Oh man.
And I ended the fourth one. And it was weird.
I'm telling you.
I mean, he got big.
Yep.
At the end, to be honest, what's funny, could not tell you how it ended. I don't know how they beat him. I know the movie was on and I was in the room, but I could not tell
I went as far as to actually paying attention to it, and I still was like, what's happening?
I think around the time that he got big is around the time I checked out. I was like, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The shit with the doctor trying to build a new body and all that shit, that was fucking weird.
Yeah, this isn't fun weird to me. This isn't like a werewolf leprechaun, you know. This isn't the same type of fun weird.
Definitely on the lower end of the list.
For sure.
Second to worst.
Yeah.
And then we're in the hood.
Hell yeah, we are.
Not your favorite though.
Not my favorite. It would probably realistically only be above In Space for me on my ranking.
Yeah, no, it'd be I don't know. I'd have to look at it, but I enjoyed it with the magic flute and all that shit.
Yeah,
I thought it was decent. I didn't mind it.
It wasn't bad,
much.
You know. Like I said, granted, you binged them as well, but when I was binging them, I was having fun and stuff, but that fourth one was just so God damn it, this movie is so stupid. And then like I said, you just start with Ice-T pulling shit out of his afro, and I'm just like, okay, so it's just one of those. And it's don't get me wrong, it is enjoyable, but it's enjoyable for different reasons. It's so goddamn corny. Yeah. You know? In my opinion.
I thought it was decent. I feel like I remember that one more than I remember Back to the Hood, to be honest with you.
Really?
Was Back to the Hood the one with all the coins?
Yeah.
And it was the three friends or whatever, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. That one was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd put Back to the Hood over In the Hood.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't know. But I don't know. Because I don't have 2 and 1 on here, so it's hard for me to visualize. Because I enjoyed 2 and 3 too. It's really, I enjoyed all of them except for In Space.
Yeah.
And the first one I could give or take. That one was just all right.
Yeah. I feel like that is where my
I want to see Jennifer Aniston run around in a white t-shirt.
Right.
That's the movie for me. But.
I think for me, I'm peeping your list so I can also visualize the situation. Probably my top 2, it would be a tie. I'll probably just do it this way. I'd say Leprechaun for number 1. Back to the Hood is my number 2. Leprechaun 2, the first Leprechaun, fucking In the Hood 4, and then that fucking origin one.
Yeah.
That would be the way I'd do it.
Yeah, I'd probably do the third, second. So hard because the fifth, I just don't know where 1 falls into play.
It's very. That's why it was my middle. You know what I mean? like you said, give or take. Like I do feel that way about that one.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a throwaway, really.
Yeah, it's just to get the party started.
But oranges, fucking Origins was just
Leprechaun oranges.
That'd be wild, but it almost made for a better fucking movie.
I'm sorry. He's trying to change the color of St. Patrick's Day from green to orange.
And I think I said this while we're having dinner, but it's like every time I see that WWE logo, I just have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah,
it's a shock. I will say that every time it pops up, I remember it.
Yeah.
For sure. Because Oculus was like that. I remember I saw it in theaters, and I didn't know nothing about it, and I just see WWE. I was like, "What the fuck are we about to watch?"
They're gonna throw down with this ghost. They're gonna fight this mirror.
It set my expectations so low that I loved the movie.
Maybe that's how they got us. I enjoyed that movie too.
It was good. What were we talking about?
Leprechaun.
Origins.
Yeah. WWE.
Yep, just not
because the guy who played the Leprechaun in that one, I believe his name is Hornswoggle. I think is his wrestling name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a wrestler for the WWE. So I was like, okay, at least this one makes a little more sense than Oculus.
Yeah, that is true. But
yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't like the story.
Yeah.
I just thought it was because you only watched 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
I don't know because the leprechaun doesn't even look like a leprechaun,
right?
At all.
He's like a beast. He's like a creature.
And there's a bunch of night vision yellow and infrared with him chasing him around and stuff.
Oh, I really don't want to finish it, Phil.
It's
Jesus.
It's pretty bad. To the point where it's not even really a Leprechaun movie. They're just calling this thing a Leprechaun.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The dude was even like, "Fuck the Leprechaun movies." So it's like, well, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like to call it Origin, I feel like you're just trolling, saying that you don't like the Leprechaun movies. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe because they're not really correlated, but you're at least trying to write off the name of Leprechaun, calling it Origin,
for sure.
It would just be Leprechaun if it was fucking or a different title if it was supposed to be its own thing. But it's I feel like you're trying to write on the tailcoats of the Leprechaun franchise.
100%.
Same thing with Trolls 2. Has nothing to do with Trolls. It's about goblins. But there's a movie called Trolls. They're like, fuck it. We'll try to at least get a few fans to come see this thing. And so it's funny that they try to manipulate it like that. But wild movie.
It's a wild series. You know what's one series? I don't know if you've seen any of them. I'd love to rewatch them. Is the Wishmaster series.
Never watched them. I know you enjoyed them.
I did.
I remember we talked about it when you.
Because I remember that one being a wild, fun little series. And I felt like that one had no misses.
Fucks himself to death.
Dude, I gotta rewatch these. I really enjoyed myself the first time I watched it. You know, another series I really enjoyed that I'd go back and rewatch because it's been a long time is the Hatchet series.
You did enjoy those, and I never watched them either.
See, these are movies. We need to write these down.
Maybe this Halloween I'll watch all of Chase's favorites that I haven't seen.
I'm gonna hit you with all the franchises to check out.
Yeah, I still need to finish.
Saw.
Well, yeah, I saw that you had pretty much all of them on there.
But of course.
So
yeah.
So that's gonna come sooner rather than later, folks. It's gonna be sporadic too, though, because I don't know. I feel like I might just take time and just watch all the Saw movies at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the first and second. I've seen them so many goddamn times. I don't think I need to. I'd rather just.
But
I've seen 3, but at least I feel like it kind of picks me back up to what was.
I feel you. I feel
going on in the story.
Like for me, the Saw franchise was one that I never would have guessed was going to become one that I would love to rewatch, and it's one that I'm no, I'm watching all 10. You know, do I need to? No, I don't fucking need to, but I want to. You know, I want to go on this fucking journey.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. It freaked me out too much. As a kid, I never got into them, when they were coming out. But I didn't know nothing about it. I just thought it was just torture porn. I was like, oh, this is just gonna be insane and vulgar for the sake of being insane and vulgar. And I was like, not really my thing at that time. So I was like, nope.
I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, man. It's an overrated horror series and an underrated crime series.
Yeah, because I watched the first one, I was like, with you, I think we watched it, and I was like, you know what? That wasn't too bad. Watched the second one, enjoyed it. A little Donnie Wahlberg.
I loved the second one.
And then I did watch the third one, but I just wasn't really watching it. It was just on.
Yeah, I feel you. So Leprechauns, huh?
So that's Leprechauns.
Whole bunch of Leprechauns.
Yeah, it was fun watching them. I'd do it again.
Hell yeah.
I'd do it again. And so that's like 4 of my movies.
Boom.
So.
Well, I see you got one on the list that we share, which was my first movie of the week. So I'll just wait on that one. But we watched Space Jam.
The OG.
Yep.
I guess you didn't say Space Jam 2. So
no, I would have said A New Legacy. What No, little dude has been sick this week and real cuddly and shit. And we're like, you want to watch a movie, bud? So we decided to show him Space Jam for the first time, which was cool. It was a big movie for me as a kid. And it was one of those movies where I was like, hey, I can't wait to watch this movie with my kid one day. And that time finally came. And then it was cool as well because I think this was the first time I'd seen Space Jam since we have become friends with Ron, who was an animator on the original Space Jam.
Nice.
And we took a picture of his name this time. We looked for it in the credits. We saw it. Snagged that pic. Yeah, and that's cool.
That is cool.
It's cool. Cool stuff. And, it's Space Jam. What the fuck can I say about it?
Yeah.
It's a classic. It's, set the standard.
It is the. If you listen to the soundtrack, it'd be like taking a trip down nostalgia lane.
It's true. I'm almost downplaying this a little because Space Jam is one of those things.
Space Jam was like your jam.
I was gonna say it feels like one of those things where people, everybody was impacted by Space Jam.
We grew up on Space Jam,
but it's like a lot of us grew up on Space Jam. You know what I mean? Like it really was that impactful for a lot of people, and it was one for me. It was very I don't know. Michael Jordan was big in our family. Chicago Bulls, all that shit. Right. The number 23, all that shit. With this being episode 23, how about that?
Yeah. Look at that. You did that.
Yes. I could only be so lucky. Anyways, I saw it at the drive-in a few years ago. That was the last time I saw Space Jam. Yeah. In a double feature with the first Star Wars. The OG.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. A
New Hope.
It was an interesting double feature. I'm pretty sure it was Star Wars first and Space Jam after.
That is it's just an interesting pairing.
It was like a little nostalgia night sort of thing, I think.
Yeah. One for the parents and one for the kids at that point.
But the kids one was so goddamn late. You know what I mean?
You'd think you'd do Space Jam first.
Yeah. That was definitely there for the nostalgia of it, for sure. But, hey, honestly, I still love it. And it had a huge impact on me. The earliest records I have of being a movie geek goes back to Space Jam. Because there's those home videos of me running around the house, reenacting shit from Space Jam. Singing the songs, spinning around like the Tasmanian Devil, shit like that. A lot of pop culture references that, I would understand later on. It's the first time I ever saw these things was in Space Jam. There's references to Pulp Fiction and Bill Murray's in it and all this shit that I would come to understand and appreciate so much later in life. And of course the soundtrack.
Yeah.
The soundtrack, bro.
Bang, bro. The album slaps.
I had that soundtrack forever, and then I don't know what happened to my copy. But
no one does.
You know what? Right? No one ever knows what happens to their copy of Space Jam. But I will say, I saw
they come and collect it. You don't get to enjoy it.
Right. Warner Brothers sneaks into people's house, and fucking Bugs Bunny goes from home.
Bugs Bunny's the one.
You wake up the kids, Michael Jordan's kids, and fucking Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
Holiday Ham. That joke always killed me as a kid.
But yeah, I bought a new copy though, is what I was gonna say. So of course, I still got a copy of that motherfucker. Yeah, keep the Space Jam spirit alive.
That's what's up.
But yeah, so I watched Space Jam.
Hell yeah!
I feel like mine are gonna get knocked out real fast.
You said you have 6.
Yeah, there goes one of them. We share another one of them, and then I feel like the whole next batch is just like all like one big conversation.
I gotcha. So you want me to just kind of go down my list a little bit then?
Yeah. And
then
then
you want me to go down my list until we get to the one we both share?
Hey, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. I love that we always do this.
Every time.
It's always fun. That's how you know we keep it light on our feet around here. Just like the guy from Love and Monsters.
Oh.
Is that
Dylan O'Brien?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed it. It was a fun little time. I enjoyed the joke that kept coming back of he left because he stole food. Because every time he ran into people, that's what they'd say, like, would you steal food?
That's funny.
It's like, why do you always bring that up?
I remembered enjoying it.
It was decent. It wasn't like anything like, oh my God, you know, but it was an enjoyable little watch.
I think when Shep and I first started doing like Chasing Shep as a podcast and we were like reviewing movies, we would do like some newer stuff, and that had like just come out. And we watched it and reviewed it, and I remember being like, yeah, that was fun. I bought it. It was like a blind buy.
Yeah, that's
like,
how I watched it.
Yeah, like I bought it at Walmart. Like I'd never seen it. I just heard good things about it. So,
you know, why not?
I said, fuck it. You know, sometimes you find those like, you know, smaller movies for like, you know, a good deal at Walmart. It's like, ah, fuck it. You know, I heard good things.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty enjoyable.
I did enjoy it. Would watch again.
For sure.
I
was gonna watch it around Valentine's Day this year.
Well, it was about love.
Yeah, of course. It's half of the
time
we
get together.
Yeah, love it.
She moved on.
My favorite.
The next one I watched was Silent House,
which I've never seen.
And I don't know. It was. I don't know. I felt like it was enjoyable, but I didn't enjoy, I don't know. I just couldn't really get into it at first. I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, that's funny because I was going to ask you, how do you feel about how they did it? Like, because that was one of the first movies that I was aware of where they're like, we did the whole thing in like one take, you know, like.
I would even notice.
Oh yeah, the whole movie's like supposed to be like one continuous take, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
Yeah, but what's crazier still is like it's a remake of a movie that did that.
Yeah.
So even when people are like, "Oh, how original!" It's like, but a different movie did that.
Yeah,
and they're just doing. They just spoke a different language.
Yeah, that's funny though. I enjoyed the ending though.
Yeah,
I thought it came back around pretty nice. I was like, I don't know about this. I was like, you know what? That was decent. If that's what we were working up towards.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
Well, hey, maybe I'll watch it come October.
You might.
I'll add it to my October list because I do like to watch ones I've never seen. So
yeah, and it's on there.
It sure is. I've owned that movie for as long as it's been
2012.
Out. Yeah.
So yeah, a long time.
Snatched the digital copy straight off the shelf of a family video, like a heathen.
You were a heathen.
Back in the Wild West days of video
stores.
Like
a movie addict.
Back when I was buddy, you don't stop being a movie addict. You just keep going.
You just keep feeding it. Hell yeah. The next one I watched is another one you didn't watch was Lockout.
Yeah, Lockout. Never saw it.
With Guy Pearce.
Yeah. I do remember all the marketing for that movie though.
And you know what? Didn't know nothing about it. And I went in, didn't even read what it was about. No, I think I did. It doesn't matter.
You fucking liar.
I might have. I don't know. I may or may not have read the summary before I hit play. But anyways, watched it, and it was enjoyable. Like, Guy Pearce was just kind of like an asshole. He just kept saying smart-ass shit the whole time, and I loved it. I was like, hell yeah, just kind of like a cocky bastard almost, you know what I'm saying? So it's
that's
one of those old school, like, action type
yeah.
movies, you know what I'm saying? Like
kicking ass and taking names. Little one-liners and shit.
Yeah. So it was fun. I enjoyed it. I was like, that's a nice little ride we just went.
What year did that come out? Do you remember?
It was probably around 2012, 2013.
That's what I thought.
Like around the same time as Silent House.
Right. Yeah, so I remember, like, whatever was coming out around that time, that trailer played in theaters a lot. I remember seeing it a lot. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know, I'd go see that. But then, like, I didn't really know anything more about it past that. And I think that was another one that I had, like, a digital copy of.
It is. Yeah.
Well, that I snatched.
Yeah.
I think that was another snatched digital copy.
Another favorite video situation.
Yeah.
That's why they're out of business.
That's exactly, yep. They had nothing to do with they had nothing to do for their 2 for $1 rentals. They're incredible deals. Hey, I'm not complaining.
They're 10 for 10s.
They're 10 for 10s. They're just giving shit away, man.
Yeah. Well, at a certain point, people quit going streaming is what did it. Really, ultimately.
Unfortunately.
Once you have the convenience of just, you don't have to leave your house and everything that you want to watch.
People don't know what they're missing, dog.
And you know what? You can just rent it online. For $3, $4, $20. You know what I'm saying? It's completely eliminated the need to have a theater. I don't even know where one's at. I don't know where I could even go to a movie theater or a video store.
They don't really exist anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, they've
the library is the closest thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's it these days. I feel like that's not to say there's not video rental stores still out there, but I feel like a lot of just mom and pop stuff at this point, and very small. Independent stuff like what we had growing up in town, which, hey, awesome.
Yeah, this is crazy too, because even the Roku TVs, you can buy a Roku TV for $100 as long as you got internet. You have access to all the fucking streaming services you want to pay for.
That's true.
That's wild, dude. I don't know. Different times.
Different times for sure.
But yeah, that was Lockout.
But yeah, Lockout. You told me because you said you knew nothing about it. Now I have mixed feelings.
Because I said it was a comedy.
I wish.
And you're Lockout was a comedy.
I don't know if I wish I didn't know that. Maybe now I'm should I have not known anything going into this, or do I now know too much? Will this affect my experience? I don't know.
We'll find only one way to find out.
Hey, we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh yeah. So the next one I watched was Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
Boo. Pass.
It was alright. It was kind of weird. But
I don't know what my beef with that movie is, dude.
I don't know either, because it wasn't
it really is.
It wasn't horrible, but it was just kind of weird. All the Confederates were fucking vampires, and it's just the story was just kind of just ridiculous a little bit.
And I feel like a lot of
some of the shit just kind of, I was just okay. When they're running on the horses, across the horses, the vampire, that makes sense. Abraham Lincoln shouldn't be able to do that.
No.
He's not a superhero.
And I feel like that's what they're trying to do. And I'm just I feel like I don't know. There's just something, it never worked for me. The first time I saw it, didn't like it. And that was another one. I think I just bought a copy for cheap, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I had it for a long time. I don't know if I actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure I gave it away to somebody recently, because it was when I started watching my movie collection, starting in alphabetical order. And I got to that movie and I watched it. I'm like, you know what? I don't think I
want this on my
I was I don't think and that's saying something, because there's a lot of shit. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of shit that I don't care for on my shelves, but I still respect enough to keep on my movie shelves. And apparently Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is not one of those things. But it's funny because the person who I gave it to was I fucking love this movie, and it shocked the shit out of me. The person that I was talking to, when she said, I was like, what? You like this movie that fucking much? I was like, okay. Hey, that's the thing about movies. It might not be your thing, but somebody out there loves the shit out of that.
Yeah, so. Well, it was cool. It was an Illinois heavy movie.
Of course. That's what's cool about Lincoln. Yeah. We are the land of, so.
Right. People love Lincoln so much. There's 3 different states that
he's on our fucking money
that Lincoln is involved with.
Right.
Because Indiana is
he
the
took a shit at our gas station.
And, Kentucky is the childhood home of Lincoln, and then we're the land of Lincoln. We all try to take claim to Abraham Lincoln, so we love him.
We love him.
And I've been to his house.
You've been to his house. You smoked a J. You've kicked it.
I went to his grave site. You know what I'm saying?
You broke bread with his family.
I saw him at the.
Well, you know that I love to tell.
I saw him in D.C.
That's true.
You know what I'm
saying? You know that I love to tell people that I was related because of Mary Todd Lincoln.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. And people are like, really? I'm like, no, I have no idea. I was like, I highly doubt it.
Well, you were born in Illinois, but he was born
In Kentucky. Or Indiana. Make up your mind. I'm not a historian.
I'm pretty sure it's Indiana.
Oh, okay. I believe you. You know what? I should watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
You know, you really should. But I don't know. The movie was alright. Anthony Mackie was in it. He was cool.
Oh, he was in that fucking movie, wasn't he?
Was.
You know what?
It wasn't like it was bad. Like, if you can just, like, look past, like...
everything.
Him being Abraham Lincoln, then I think it's cool.
I think that was, I think that was why my biggest
Vampire Hunter movie would have been fine.
Right.
Not if it was
Which this was like Blade or something. I feel like that was my other thing is I didn't like the guy they cast as Abraham Lincoln. Like I feel like I just didn't like his look.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, interesting choice. I feel like I wanted someone taller. Abraham Lincoln was like fucking goddamn 6'7".
But I also feel like
he was a monster.
Going back in time and watching movies from like a certain time forward and finding Anthony Mackie is like a fun game. He is in so many fucking things that you're like, oh shit, I had no idea. Like the Hurt Locker. A big part of the Hurt Locker.
Yeah,
fucking,
I've seen it.
I know you have.
A couple times.
Fucking what? 8 Mile. Somebody said something about that the other day. I was like, he isn't fucking 8 Mile.
Yeah,
like
because I'll see the clips of the roast and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I've seen like interviews of him talking about it.
He's all over the
stuff
place.
like that. Yeah. I just watched the movie last episode, Elevation.
That's true.
We saw
he's
Captain America.
Captain America right now. It's well deserved, obviously. You know, he's been around for a minute.
He's had to put his licks in.
For sure.
I even read like an article where he said, you know, it's not all about just hard work. Sometimes, you know, there's like a level of luck.
Yeah.
That's involved like within the industry. You know what I'm saying? It's like I work my ass off.
You can swing across the city, but you can hit those fucking...
I was able to, you know, to make it. So it's like if these things didn't happen, then I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's interesting the way shit pans out. I don't know.
For sure.
I guess we'll talk about Val Kilmer dying.
Oh shit! Yeah.
We'll do a little midway topic, I suppose, because I was just thinking about how like the people we grow up with watching are getting older now and stuff like that, and then like with Val Kilmer dying, and then I was like, well, shit. Wait until like Martin Scorsese passed or something like that. Like some like these real old OGs where it's like that's
or some people you might not think are that old either. You know, like like Jim Carrey just passed away. Like, oh my god, you know, like Adam Sandler just passed away. What? You know, like
one of those like real shockers.
Yeah. But you're right. I started thinking about this at the SNL 50.
I don't know how I'm going to feel when Martin Scorsese dies. He's had such a huge impact on
for sure.
my love of movies.
I'll cry.
That's what I said at work. Mm-hmm. I was like, Val Kilmer, not going to cry. I was like, probably like when Martin Scorsese something like that goes, I'm like,
I watched the documentary.
I'll know where I'm at when it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like,
I still remember hearing that Stan Lee died. I remember. I know the exact fucking because I was in the moving vehicle. And I remember the spot that we were at a stop sign specifically, and I remember like boom, like oh my god.
You went and looked at your phone real quick, and
it like literally
breaking news, Stan Lee.
And I was just like, holy shit! I was with my girlfriend at the time. I was like, dude, Stan Lee just died, and she's just like, what? And I was so emotional, like I started crying and shit, and I could tell she was like, "What the fuck is he going on about?"
You're at a stop sign. Can you please go?
Yeah.
You're like over here, like.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, Val Kilmer. You know, it's like thinking on it. You know, like I'm not this ginormous Val Kilmer fan, but like at the same time, I've seen a lot of Val Kilmer stuff. I'm not a Val Kilmer fan. He was Batman. You know, he was. I like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's like my go-to Val Kilmer movie. Like,
yeah.
And dude.
He was in Heat.
Heat, yeah.
Heat. All kinds of stuff.
Everybody has their Val Kilmer, you know.
Yeah.
Your crime Val Kilmer. You can get your Western Val Kilmer. What's that? Tombstone.
Yep. Yeah, that's what someone suggested at work.
You get your fantasy Val Kilmer with Willow, I believe.
Which I did watch. And he was in it.
See, so you're a super fan. Top Gun, I believe.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, Top Gun.
So yeah, he was Goose, right?
I don't know.
He's the one that dies.
I mean, he was in the second one, I think. Yeah, he has like a little cameo in the second one.
Oh, that was someone else.
Yeah.
He was just another person on the squad.
I think he was the Iceman.
Can't tell you. Maybe I didn't.
Oh, I've seen Top Gun.
Maybe I didn't rewatch Top Gun. I just watched Top Gun.
Do you want to watch it again?
Funny.
R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Time flies, man.
It really does.
Crazy.
It really
you never
does.
know when you might
Everybody's
go.
getting up there, and then someday we will be too. It reminded me the other day.
We talked about that earlier.
It's true. It reminded me the other day of the conversation we had after we watched Babylon and her whole little speech she gives to Brad Pitt, the journalist lady.
Yeah, about
the angels and ghosts, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, ain't that shit the truth, you know?
Yeah, it's weird. That's like one thing like about it too. It's like leaving something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be around for let's say forever, but you know how it goes.
I do, yeah.
But still, like
Shep and I said that all the time, like when we were doing.
We will live on after death.
Yeah, like you know, especially when we were doing our weekly like Mental Health Monday show and stuff. Like you know, we were just cranking this shit out, and it's like you know, one day we'll be dead and gone. And now look, you know, like we were just talking about it earlier, like we don't need to win Oscars and be famous and stuff, but like just to do it. You know,
would be just to be able to accomplish.
It's great,
you
know, and it's like amazing. Just doing it, even at the level we do it. Like I said, you know, we've been getting better, we're growing, you know, but it's like no matter what, everything we have done, nobody can take that away. Like we could die today, and you still have all this stuff. You got the Phil and Chase need a job. You got like,
Classic.
You know, some people have lost classics downloaded on their computers. You know, like they're. You know, all the shit you've been in tons of our shorts, you know. We've got the new one coming out. We've got 2 short films now. Like
if we make it out of this tornado.
If we make it out of the tornado, oh, here comes the rain. We're cranking it up a notch.
I felt it.
Yeah, man, you're just leaving the shit behind. Like I said, we could die today, and people are like
tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we want to. It's like, man, they're gone. I'd love to hear them talk about movies one more time, and they come back to this.
Yeah, 23 episodes.
Right, you know, that's at least over a day's worth. You get mourned for a whole day.
Probably close to. I don't know. How many movies do you think we've talked about since we've started?
Oh, how many movies? Oh, dude, but I couldn't even imagine. Lots. Probably.
It's been a decent amount.
Yeah, I'd say we've had to have hurdled the hundreds, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're in the hundreds.
Oh, for sure.
Because I mean, shoot, I watch about like 12 movies.
True, you're
like,
training for the goddamn movie watching Olympics.
I usually watch between like 9 to 12 movies a week.
Speaking of, okay, so here's a good little segue. All right, so I saw this thing the other day. I don't know, how do you think you would handle this? Because I'm like, part of me feels like, I feel like there's this part of both of us that we're like, I'll take the challenge. That sounds like something I'll do. But like, I forget what theaters do it, but they do like a Best Picture marathon before the Oscars. And they play every Best Picture nominee back to back to back. And that's usually like 10 nominees. 10 movies, and these are not short fucking movies either, as we know. Back to back to back to back. How do you think you could fucking handle that? I'm talking The Brutalist. I'm talking Dune Part 2. I'm talking Anora. I'm talking the other movies that were nominated this year. The Substance. Fucking, these are long ass movies.
Do I have to stay awake the whole time?
See, that is the question.
Because I'm going to fall asleep at some point.
100%.
Because, like, I don't know. It's not that I couldn't. I mean, 10 is a lot, though. Like, to sit, I go, like...
And they're not, like, 10 hour-and-a-half long movies, either.
Yeah.
Like,
I go mind melt usually around 5.
You said mind melt?
Yeah. I'm not absorbing shit.
100%.
I'm fried. I'm good on. I could put in one of the best movies in the world, and I just would not be into it because I don't care anymore.
Right.
It's like, I don't care how compelling the story is.
They're just images on a screen.
Yeah, I've seen too much.
Accompanied by sounds.
My mind is rejecting what it's seeing right now.
No.
Turn it off.
I feel you. I went to that before they closed the art theater down. I went to that like all night horror movie marathon. First time I'd ever done something like that at a theater.
Yeah.
That was like, you know, I was out there doing the Batman thing. I was testing my limits. I was like, how far can I do this? Because I think my thing before. There was like 4 movies in a day at the theater. And this was like overnight, like no fucking break, no sleep, just back to back. And their horror movies, they're like out there too. They weren't like gentle with it,
right?
You know. And I forget. I mean, I made it well through the night. I want to say it was like maybe 4 or 5 movies or so before I was like, yeah. So I guess about to say I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. Yeah. You know.
I think around October. There was a point in time where I watched like it was like a stupid amount of movies in a week, and it's just like
it's kind of what's nice about the horror movies though that are those rough. Like hour and a half long goofy franchises that you can throw on, you can consume a bunch in a small amount of time, and you're like, yeah, Halloween, fucking, you know, just you're celebrating the spirit. But yes, you're just like, I have no idea. Don't ask me shit about these movies because I couldn't tell you.
That's kind of how I felt about like the Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah,
because there's so many, and I just would just sit there and just watch them. And so like after a while, I was just like, I would just remember texting you. I'm like, I cannot wait to be done with watching these movies. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just completely checked out at a certain point. I was just like, this is dumb. I don't want to see this. Why was this made?
No more. So there will be no more killing today.
That's funny. All with the future references.
Yes, I love to. I exclusively make references that'll only make sense later in time on this show.
Hell yeah.
We did it last week. I'm gonna do it today.
What's gonna be funny is like someone's gonna watch something, and then they're gonna go back and listen to the podcast, and they're like,
"Wait, future
did they?" Like, oh, they said that before they even released it.
I live in the future? you do, technically.
Oh, just save a joke for like 2 years down the line.
Yeah, that's all we're doing. We're dropping little like joke bombs that are with timers on them. Boop, 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 boop. What's that sound? And the joke goes off fucking years from now.
You could have done 10. It's still funny, but not as.
Yeah, 100%. But yes, so the best picture, synchronized. We're on it today. Threw me off. Best picture marathon
would be rough. I don't think I could do it.
Would be rough, yeah, as fuck. I also don't think I did. Just like movies. It would be fun. Like
I mean, you're looking at like a day, dude. Like a whole ass fucking 24 hours, dude. Like that's.
Bro, just The Brutalist alone was like 4 hours long, and I'm just like, every time I thought about it, I'm like, that is a chunk of day. Like that is a good.
That's
chunk.
A whole commitment.
Yeah, and that's just the one movie.
I'd be done after the first one, dude. Like,
if they started with that, actually, you'd have to, because if they ended with The Brutalist, I'm definitely going to sleep.
Yeah, snoozeville.
They're like, you got to go. I'm like, I need to just lay here.
I need to finish this marathon. Is what I need to do.
You know what? So to segue. That's what I think they should save Anora for somewhere, you know, a little later on when you're falling asleep and you need a little jolt.
Yeah, because she's jolty.
So we both finally watched Anora.
As soon as they let us.
Five-time Academy Award winning
like
movie,
that.
If not more. Old Sean Baker swept, fucking director. Editor, producer of the movie for Best Picture, fucking, you know, the other things he did, writing.
Yeah.
And then, maybe that was it.
And then they won Best Actress.
Yes, and then Best Actress. Yep, so it was 5.
Yeah.
Yep, he won 4. Mikey Madison took it for Actress, I guess.
That's what.
So we're both agreeing that we both still feel like Demi should have.
I just feel like because sometimes like that's just like how the Oscars work. It's like it's like a congratulatory fucking Oscar. You know what I'm saying? It's like you put in the work.
Yeah.
You know, you've earned it. This may not be your best performance ever, but that's kind of like I feel like what they did with The Revenant.
Yeah.
I don't think
100%.
His performance wasn't fucking. I was so hyped because it's like he finally won the Oscar. So I'm like, I'm a big Leonardo DiCaprio fan, so I'm expected to be fucking blown out the water. And I low-key is like one of my least favorite Leonardo DiCaprio movies. Like I can appreciate the fact that he really pushed his body to the fucking limits.
For sure.
That means sure. Like you almost killed yourself. Here you go.
Wolf of Wall Street. You know,
should have won. Fucking even once eating Gilbert Grape. Should have won.
Yep.
Yeah. So he should be like a 3-time.
But yeah, I feel you. But yeah, so we agreed Demi should have been the winner.
I think she should have won. I don't think Mickey Madison did bad.
No, not at all. I understand why it was a tight race.
But I just felt at the same time, like, with her character, like, I don't know, when they're talking about how much time they spent, like, talking with strippers and stuff like that, and how much detail they put into it, I'm like, I just felt like...
Didn't feel like it.
Not really.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't really touch on it. Like, it was just, like, a little bit in the beginning. And I'm like, okay, so you spent, like, hundreds of hours for, like, this... What, like 20 minutes worth of shooting?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of it is like her with her boyfriend / husband.
Yeah.
Or I guess client / husband. Since
True.
That's how it happened. I don't know.
It was not
like,
what I expected.
I just didn't feel like I don't know. It was just like the whole wanting to keep the marriage thing. Like, I got it at a certain point, but after, I get why she would want to.
Right.
But after, like, a certain point, it's like, it's not even worth it.
I couldn't help but wonder if it wasn't spiteful. Like, she seemed like that type of character.
Well, because she said she was going to sue the family, and then the mom's like, I'll destroy every little thing that you do have, and it's not much, is it? Woo. And then it's like, God damn, you're just a cold bitch. No wonder why dude just shut the fuck up and started doing. Once his mom got there, it was over. He like shut.
Well, the whole movie started with him going, again. My mom and dad are on their way, and he dipped.
He ran away. That's what the whole movie was, pretty much. I didn't like the way she treated Igor.
No. But that's the other thing. I don't think Kieran Culkin should have won. I think that dude should have won for Anora. I just feel like his character was so much better. I felt like he did a great job with like the little amount of stuff he was supposed to do.
I felt like their relationship had like the biggest story arc.
For sure.
Like development. You know what I'm saying? Like they went from like hating each other to being friends.
For sure.
As close of a friend that she could have, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I love the way he handled situations. He was the best. Yeah.
I hated that she said that he would have raped her.
Yeah.
I was like, because like she does fuck with him a lot, but I felt like sometimes I couldn't tell if she was like just being mean. Like why are you being like after like especially like when they were back in
Is this what you learned from the strippers you talked to you?
It's like
it's just how to be mean to your boyfriend?
To be venomous. Like not even your boyfriend, just like someone who's doing their job.
Right.
And who was the nicest to you out of everyone that was there.
I think that was my thing is like...
because they went all that way. Like, they were sharing cigarettes. Like, they were being cool. And then she's like, you will have raped me. And then it's like, what? I was like, what? He was like, what? Why would you say that?
You could tell it hurt his feelings, but that's what I dug was like, I feel like you never see this positive of a portrayal of like a male character. You know what I mean? Like, he was very genuine, and like I feel like in most movies in that situation, you're gonna see that guy blow the fuck up, and be like, "What? Like I wouldn't have done that." And he was just like, you could tell he was hurt that she thought that, but like he was just like such a gentle,
and he was gentle with her the whole time, like.
Yeah,
he tied her legs up, but he never like.
He's like, he didn't want to. You're beating the shit out of me, you know. He's just like, you bit me. And he really kept his fucking cool, and I feel like that's just what I dug.
Yeah,
you know,
he was one. So I felt defensive for him, like when she
they
said
they should have made a movie called Igor, and I would have watched the shit. Well, they did, but not that movie.
Funny.
But
so I mean, I liked the movie. I mean,
I liked it.
I don't know. I didn't think
Best Picture.
I don't know. You know, sometimes I just don't know about these decisions.
You know. It's like a mass vote, you know.
I mean, I guess I haven't seen the Brutalist or like some of the other ones.
Right. I still feel like Dune was the one, man. I felt like I watched it and I just got that Best Picture feeling from it. I was just like, this is cinema. You know what I'm saying? Like this is some awesome.
And they only won like what, one Oscar?
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you what it was for.
It was for like
sound, right? Or some shit, or special effects or something.
Or some bullshit like that. It was like a technical award.
Yeah. Fucking technicalities.
When I thought everyone gave a great performance.
Oh, for sure.
I thought I really enjoyed it.
You know, talking on it now, it's kind of separate. I'm upset the Challengers didn't get nominated for shit.
I don't think they got a chance.
They didn't get nominated for a single thing. Not a fucking single thing.
Completely slept on.
Which, like, I feel like there are movies that could have been swapped out. I feel like Challengers. If somebody told me Challengers was like a front runner for Best Picture, I'd be like, I could see it.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess
not everybody would agree with it, but I'd be like, I could see that.
I don't know. To not even nominate fucking Zendaya either. I thought
Crazy.
Zendaya did a great job.
Crazy.
I thought she crushed it.
100%.
She really, I felt like developed like.
They were like, we got too much on our hands with Mikey Madison and Demi Moore. We already got a duel. We don't need an all-out battle. I
mean, I guess they wanted to make it like a race. Like, who's it going to be, Demi or Mickey? You know what I'm saying? Just to keep people engaged.
Yeah.
It's all kind of like a game at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Like a game of tennis.
There's I feel like there's like, there's shit going on the side.
Oh, 100%.
Entertainment is entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And people are entertained with the entertainment culture. So it's all just like.
But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah,
wasn't my favorite thing in the world, but it's fine.
I just a lot of swearing. I felt like the second half was really just her yelling "motherfucker" over and over again, because there was a lot of that. I was just like, okay, that's how I felt.
This is gonna be like the most relaxing episode ever for people. We just turn on our NPR voices with the nice little drizzle of rain.
Hey guys.
Hey, and then after that we watched.
While We're Young.
While We're Young.
Yeah, I sure did.
Another A24 off the list.
And then a start of like a mini trend, I suppose.
A little mini trend.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I guess you could call it almost like a double feature.
Oh, a double feature.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I watched While We're Young with Ben Stiller,
Adam
Driver, and then
what's that, Amanda Seyfried?
I think so. Yeah. I thought it was pretty recognizable. And I mean, it was all right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, I guess, because of like the film aspects, like with them being documentarians or whatever the fuck you're going to call them.
I'm over here yawning. You're not joking.
No, yeah,
it's very relaxing.
It's very calming. It's like someone just turned on like white
like
noise.
a noise machine with like a rolling storm. We're like, oh,
everyone's gonna fall asleep around this
point.
Right.
The second half is just us snoring.
That's funny. No, but I watched While We're Young, and it was like I said, it was all right. I wasn't like blown away by it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like bad either. It was just okay. It was an okay movie, I feel like. And then the next one was This Is Where I Leave You.
Okay, all right. I could see what you mean by a double feature.
Yeah, because Adam Driver was in both of them.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I definitely see what you mean.
Driver double feature. You know, and then Jason Bateman, fucking Tina Fey.
Yeah. Big cast.
Phil something.
Sure.
I think.
I don't know.
No, maybe not.
Who you talking
The bald dude.
Corey Stoll is that actor's name.
Gotcha,
yeah. Jane Fonda.
Okay. I was trying to think of her last name all day. Nice little like dramedy.
Mm-hmm.
Dad passing, and then the whole family gets together for like
they gotta sit Shiva.
Yes,
sabbatical.
It's so funny.
It's hilarious.
Shiva, and so they're all there for 7 days, and I'm gonna gloss over as much as I can. Woo! But so it was cool. I really enjoyed. And funny enough, Adam Driver's character's name was Philip.
Well, there you go.
But he did go by Phil, and I didn't know how I felt about that.
How did he go?
He just went by Philip.
Oh.
Full name.
I don't know.
I was just like,
I gotta get closer to the mic now.
Oh, God. That means if you need
if I need to, you definitely need to.
Oh, God, I need to just hold the phone.
Hold the phone. See, so I know your experience is different with this movie than mine was because I bought that book around the time I moved to Tennessee. There was like a bargain book place that I like to frequent.
Yeah.
And I caught that book for like under $5 or some shit. And it was a quick read. I really enjoyed it. Finished it up because I knew the movie was coming out soon. And even as I was reading it, like I knew who the cast was for the movie, and I'm reading the book. I'm like, man, this cast is perfect for this. I cannot wait for this movie. And even the guy who wrote the book wrote the screenplay. I'm like, this is gonna hit so hard. This is gonna be great. And then I watched the movie, and I was like, or maybe not.
Not as good as you wanted it to be.
No, definitely. This is why I watch movies than read books, because of this kind of shit.
I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Another one I felt that way about was Jason Bourne. It really fucked me up.
Yeah.
When I read the book, I was like, God damn, maybe I don't like them. Like I really had like a internal crisis going on. Like, do I like the Bourne movies anymore?
That's
like,
funny. Because you like the book so much?
Yeah, and they're so different. I'm like, I don't know. Like, because I even read half of the second one. And I was like, yep, no, these are just they're just the same name, damn near. They both have amnesia. Like that's
this is just the Bourne legacy. This is horseshit.
At least the first one, I took some fucking like. I think him dating the chick really happened, like love story. It was. Oh God, I guess. I don't remember what I was talking
said,
about.
I need to get closer to the mic, and then you just lounge back as far away from the mic as you could.
I got relaxed. It was
I'm telling you, you got to fight the storm.
You know, what was I talking about?
Shit,
Something. Who knows how much of that didn't get caught? I don't know. Anyways,
which one were you on? This Is Where I Leave You?
Yeah.
Bourne. We were talking about the Bourne thing.
Yeah, because of the books.
Yeah, shit was different.
Okay, there we go. It makes a big difference. Felt the same way when I read Aragon and then watched the movie.
Yeah.
I don't think even if I didn't read the book and watch the movie, I probably don't know how to feel about it. But
should have never watched this damn movie.
That's like one of the only times I left actually mad that I spent money at the movie theater. I was like, and I gave this money. Like that was one situation where having too much expectations will kill you, you know. And so I learned a big lesson that day.
100%.
In my movie watching 100%. Experience.
Someone's saying life.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how you learn to quit having expectations. So that's enough.
So I have two left. I enjoyed This Is Where I Leave You. I thought it was funny, and I enjoyed it. So I'm sorry that you didn't get the same experience.
Oh no, that's okay.
Rose Byrne was in it too.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Timothy Oliphant was in it.
Yeah, that's the only one that I felt weird about.
Yeah, he was a little off with that character. I feel like
it just felt misplaced
a little bit.
I was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah. But again, I think that was one of those things. Like, I don't know. I just felt like the book executed things so well, and like the movie just did it adjacently. And I was like, I don't know why you would have changed what you changed. Like, I don't know. Like, I felt like
these choices.
I felt like the book translated pretty good to screen. You know, like just I would have brought that to a studio and been like, just do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Interesting.
It's written out for you what to do.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I feel like sometimes, though, this is an episode full of tangents today. I feel like
23, it's a big one. We got lots to talk about.
It's true. What was I going to say? I feel like sometimes, though, people are afraid of adapting things directly. Like, whether it be a book or a video game, you get these video games with phenomenal stories. Like, take Assassin's Creed. Phenomenal story. You adapt it, you change everything. You fucking do something totally, we made this original story. They're getting ready to do it with Until Dawn, which I get, in some ways.
I mean, that's just a creative way of trying to bring the game to life on the screen, I guess.
I'm not an Until Dawn hater like those Until Dawn haters out there.
I think it's going to be fun.
I'm excited for it, personally.
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to try to do the game justice.
Oh, 100%.
For what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be, for the fans of Until Dawn, I think they'll like it.
Oh, yeah.
Unless they don't. Unless
we go see it and we're like, we were wrong. We were so wrong.
I don't know. I just don't.
But I just feel
like corny, then maybe. Like, it's just real, whack.
I feel like they got a good thing going. But, what I'm saying? Like, well, okay, here's a great example. Uncharted. It
was decent.
It was decent, but, I'm just saying, they change things. They don't, when they adapt things, they don't just adapt, that story that is a fucking hit. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
The Spider-Man games, I just finished Spider-Man 2. Phenomenal story.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that. That's a whole thing.
Fucking. So maybe this isn't a random tangent, but like you get something like Spider-Man 2, where like I love that story. I love the story of all of these Spider-Man games. I think they're some of the best Spider-Man like storytelling. Like I'm just like, why can't they hit this level in like a live action movie? But that's what I'm saying is like, people get afraid to adapt things directly because they get on this thing of like, oh, well, people don't just want to watch the same thing twice. But that's just it. Some people have never seen this. Some people will never touch a video game a day in their life.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, I don't mind because like, I like this story. Like if you do it correctly, like I'm going to go and be like, I don't give a shit that this is the same thing. This is awesome. Like, it was awesome then. It's awesome now.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It'd be a little challenging just because like the problem with that is it's like, and it's kind of like the same thing with books. It's like there are no like limitations. Like
well, yeah.
Extent, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but I don't mean like
because like it took
beat for beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just mean like people get wonky with like the
But I feel like when you have good time to get invested into the characters, it makes a lot more of a bigger impact. Sometimes
of course, you're never gonna get that.
I'm not gonna sit back. I feel like sometimes that's what people try to do, like when they adapt things. Like they're just trying to take like the skeleton of it,
right? Which like it's necessary most of the time. I just feel like the only I don't think it's a good reason when they're like you have a perfectly good story that could translate over, like very well to film. And they're just like, well, people know how it ends, and that's not going to be exciting for them. Well, fuck those people. They can play the video game. Yes, you know what I mean?
Sometimes you want to see,
what
is good. Like, especially if you look at like comics and stuff like that. Like a lot of people get mad who are like the comic purists, where it's like, oh, that's not how it happened in the comics.
Right?
Like they want to see what they read. On
right? Exactly. You know
what I'm saying? So. I do think there is like an audience for people who do just want to see it for what it is.
Yeah, 100%. Like like I know they'll change things, but like that live action Lilo and Stitch coming out soon. I like all growing up. I'm like, I'd love to see a live action Lilo and Stitch, but I just want to see what I've already seen, but live action. You know, what I mean? Like, that's literally
you want beat for beat live action.
Exactly. And people like I hear people complain about that new How to Train Your Dragon movie being like that, and they're like, oh well, if it's just beat for beat the same exact thing, like why do we even need this? I'm like, because it's fucking rad.
It's dragons.
It's fucking sick. Like he's training a dragon. Like it was sick the first time. It's gonna be sick again. Like I don't understand why we're so upset knowing that we have a guaranteed good movie. You know what I mean?
Because I loved How to Train Your Dragon.
The story's great as long as they don't fuck up like how they like make it. Unless they're not just like, hey, we slap something together for you. You know, like. I'm pretty sure Universal's going to put the fucking money down to make it.
You have the blueprint right in front of you. You have exactly what you need to do.
So I'm here for it. But yeah, to come off of that, Spider-Man 2, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, because we watch everything, there's a lot to watch in the PlayStation Spider-Man. Great one. Loved it. I loved all the characters that they incorporated. Did
you enjoy Mysterio? I thought that was cool.
I did. Well, I just liked their whole combination of characters. It was like they were really trying to appeal to me in this one. They were like, that's weird. It does feel weird to say because it's not like I'm like the biggest Kraven fan in the world, but
I thought they did a good job.
They did a very great job with Kraven.
And I think that's also like what left a bad taste in my mouth when I watched Kraven because like
100%.
They just did an amazing Kraven, you know what I'm saying? Then to go and watch that, I'm like,
well, same with Venom.
I was like, I just saw what Kraven was supposed to be.
You know what I mean?
Like, exactly, because you do have like the two different. You have like the Spider-Man symbiote. That's like, but then when you have Venom, dude, like Venom is Venom.
Right. It doesn't matter if it's Harry Osborn. It doesn't matter if it's Eddie Brock.
I don't care who it is. And
I love it.
And he's out for power. That's why he starts to reject. That's why he won't go back to Harry because he started rejecting. He's like, no, I know. I want fucking Peter.
I have never. Right.
That bullshit.
I have never seen Venom be so menacing.
Oh, dude, when you go through the fucking Oscorp.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, great level.
Tearing through that motherfucker. But then, like you said before, the city, like at the end when all the symbiote shit is just like taking over and stuff. Craziness. It's so good. And I'm like, that's why when Tony Todd died, they were like, Marvel's Venom. I was like, he did it the one time for a little bit. and they're like, this is what he'll be remembered for. But I was like, hey, that was an inspired choice. Where the fuck has that been for the last like 20 years of doing Spider-Man? Like,
yeah,
you know, it's like, damn, dude, like he is the perfect Venom voice, and like, that's what I'm saying, like, because you still haven't watched X-Men '97, but it's one of those things where it's like, if they could do Spider-Man as good as they do in these games, like on the screen in live action, you got guaranteed hits on your hands every fucking time.
Yeah.
And then fucking...
because Peter is just a good story.
Oh, yeah.
You know, especially like...
But on top of that, I think they do the Miles thing very well, too. Like, you know... the like, symbiosis of their relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I think they really...
Like, I was genuinely, like, getting mad at Peter... for being mean to Miles.
Dude,
Miles
too. And MJ.
Miles
and
is really only trying to help
when
Peter.
He fucking backsassed Rio, when Rio was worried about Miles being like gone, like because he got kidnapped, and Rio was like,
yeah,
Peter,
that was right before.
And he's just like,
back.
you fuck off and let me. I was like, whoa,
I'll
Peter.
take care of it.
Yeah,
I
dude.
don't need you,
dude. I was like, disrespectful. You apologized.
And he did.
And he did immensely because he's Peter Parker and he's a good soul.
Yeah, and she forgave him. She gave him a warning.
He deserved it.
And a forgiveness.
Uh-huh.
So...
Dude, I feel like...
It's just a great game.
It's been like 3 games, and I feel like they've weaved a better world than the Sony thing has done.
The little
like
Tombstone storyline. Like, the whole thing...
Sandman, the whole Sandman thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
just with him trying to
I love
be
the
with
Sandman.
his daughter.
It turns out I'm a huge Sandman fan.
Yeah, because he's like my Wolfman.
I feel you 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is that like level of man and monster. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like he tries not to be that person. He doesn't want to be that person, but sometimes that person has to come out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, fuck. I get it.
I'm saying, dude.
You know, so it's just, I don't know. Really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fucking Tombstone little storyline. Black Cat had her little appearance.
Yeah. Little brief little thing. I like that. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. I love the way that they...
I liked Scream. I fucked with MJ turning
Which, like,
Scream.
I enjoyed that so much. I'm usually...
And I loved the fight. I think just because I love MJ and Peter Parker.
Right.
So it's like...
It was hard.
They're just trying to hash out their fucking relationship issues more than anything. So it's like...
It was very cleverly done.
Yeah.
Made me give a shit about Scream. You know,
for just a little bit.
Just enough. I was like, almost enough to be like, you could bring it back a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'd play as MJ Scream. They need to release like a symbiote like DLC is what they need to do.
Hell yeah.
Where you can just play as like Scream and Venom for a bit.
Carnage.
Dude, fuck me up with Carnage. In this next game, they set up a lot of cool shit.
They sure did.
Silk, fucking Carnage, Green Goblin. A lot of villains returning, I think. You know, like I'm here for
at least
all
Dr. Octavius.
Possibly even like, and I don't know how you feel about this, just because they've been doing a lot of the multiverse stuff lately. But there was that little tease, there was that little connection thing when you finished doing all the spider bots.
Yeah.
And then there's like the Spider-Verse thing that happened. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And it made me
wonder. Like when you
said,
because you even texted me, you're like, yeah, I'm intrigued with this mystery. I'm like, oh, I know what it is.
Yeah. And the thing is, I've even seen that clip on the internet and totally forgot about it.
That's so funny.
I solved the whole mystery and I was like,
did you solve it before you finished it?
Did I like guess it?
Yeah.
No.
Like again, all the different universe.
I mean, I figured it was probably like, my guess was like, I thought like Miguel O'Hara was going to be at the end of this, like Spider-Man 2099 or whatever, or something like that. But then I was like, okay, kind of, I guess, like with the multiverse portal thing opening up. But I just like the way they connected
the whole world.
Shebang. Yeah.
Well, because wasn't Peter Parker, the Spider-Man Peter Parker, the game one in the movie? Yeah. Because he was part of he was part of all the different Spider-Verse Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which there are a lot of.
There are
a lot of different variations. I think there was like a Spider World at one point. So that's crazy.
Yeah. Which I'm here for.
Spider-Man goes on some like wild journeys. He goes like into different like
Dude, we have spent weeks talking about Spider-Man.
Oh my god!
Actually, speaking of, there's more Spider-Man to talk about.
Oh,
because CinemaCon is going on this weekend in Las Vegas, where all the studios do these big like panels and reveal all this shit. And so during the Sony panel, they revealed the title and release date for the next Spider-Man movie. It comes out next year.
A New Home.
Brand New Day.
Oh, I was close.
So this was.
They usually do Home, so that's why.
Well, they're changing it. I'm sure they're going to do Day for the next 3 movies now. So.
They're not going to do 3.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're doing a new trilogy. But yes, this is Brand New Day. But are you familiar with that comic storyline, Brand New Day?
Not off the top of my head.
It was like, because they had the one, I think it was called like One Day More or something, which is the one where his identity gets basically around the Civil War time. Like everybody finds out his.
Then I wouldn't.
You wouldn't have made it that far?
No.
So basically, everybody finds out his identity during the Civil War time.
Yeah. I mean, because I read all of that.
One Day More was he makes like a deal with Mephisto to make everybody forget.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it, yeah.
All right, so then the next thing was Brand New Day, and I guess that is a very controversial storyline for a lot of people because that's what ended him and Mary Jane's relationship from this and stuff, and like people did not like that. But like as people I've heard point out, like they're like, well, that falls in line with like what's going on with Tom Holland's Spider-Man right now. Like him and MJ don't technically really have a relationship anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
she doesn't remember who he is.
Yeah,
so
like
he ended it.
Yeah.
In the third one.
So
because he didn't tell her who he was.
And then he
chose her safety over himself.
As the Spider-Man
does. He could have won her back.
100%. 100%. But he's Spider-Man. That internal conflict.
Yeah.
I want to see more of it.
Oh, I think we're gonna get a whole lot of it.
Oh, for sure.
Because then now these are college days,
uh-huh.
and they have the Kingpin in, so I'd love to get like a Kingpin.
Oh, 100%.
Spider-Man fucking movie.
Well, Daredevil team up.
I was about to say.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. They also announced the release date finally for Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Finally, it's only been like 10 years,
something like that. But it's coming out in 2027, so we still have 2 more years to go.
Jeez Louise!
Yeah,
I'm gonna be dead before this movie comes out.
Shit, probably. But yeah, Spider-Man. There's our little Spider-Man run. What you got?
Actually, I have one that I don't want to forget twice. I watched
Leftover?
Lord of the Rings, War of Rohirrim, or whatever the fuck it is.
I feel you.
Rohirrim.
I guess we didn't talk about this, did we? We talked about it when I watched it, but we didn't talk about it after you saw it.
No,
gotcha.
Because someone made a comment about like a hard punch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got one to talk about.
Yes,
and that's when the fucking king punched his brother or whatever and killed him, literally punching him one time.
Oh, yeah.
Just gave him a nice little clog, and like he was like, he's like, I only hit him one time.
Even hit him with the, I only punched him the one time.
And it's like, he's so much of a pussy, and you're such a badass that you hit him one time, you'd probably kill him.
And he took that to heart.
And he took that personally.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, I enjoyed it. It was cool to kind of see like how Helm's Deep became Helm's Deep. I even said it before she did.
Right.
I was like, this isn't what I
want.
I was like, Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, Helm's Deep. It's like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. But it was all right. It was enjoyable. It was a nice little, like you said, like a little, just a little history.
Yeah. If you're into that kind of thing, if you're into the little
the whole lore of
Lord of the Rings, the lore of the rings, if you will.
Oh,
okay. What's next?
Still Alice.
Okay, all right. So dig on this. Still Alice. Read that book around the same time as This Is Where I Leave You.
Okay, and then did you feel the same about the movie?
So here's the thing about the movie. I loved the fuck out of that book. And even as I was reading it, again, same thing. Like the cast, I'm like, this cast is perfect for this book. I cannot wait for this movie. So hyped for that movie. I went out, bought the fucking movie on Blu-ray. First chance I got. I hadn't even seen it, and I still have not seen it.
That is fucking hilarious.
Because I loved the fuck out of that book, dude. And
You're scared to watch it.
I literally was scared to watch. I think I still am.
Clearly,
so now I need to hear what you think to maybe finally inspire me to finally get over this fear of mine.
Well, see, I didn't read the book.
No, you didn't.
But I did enjoy the movie.
Great.
I thought they did a really good job with like her deterioration.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Because she has early onset Alzheimer's.
She sure does.
Yes.
I thought Alec Baldwin did a good job. I liked everyone's performance. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I think you should just take that leap of faith and jump into the water.
I think I should.
Just watch it. I think you'll enjoy it. It's been so long now. I feel like you've
100%.
enough time.
But it is crazy now that I'm sitting here like thinking about it. I can remember that book a lot for sure. Because
I'm sure like, nothing's gonna change.
You know, kind of like what you're saying earlier. You know, you get. I feel like a big thing with books you don't get with movies is like that inner monologue of a character.
You don't,
and because the book is from Alice's perspective, the way that it's written as she deteriorates is so like. It's heart-wrenching, you know?
Yeah, because you feel her forgetting.
Yeah, you're just like, damn, that is rough. And especially there at the end when her, like, daughter comes, in the book, her daughter comes and, like, talks to her and shit. And I'm just like, oh.
The film student?
I think so.
Yeah.
I was like,
because they have, like, a rocky relationship.
Yep. Is that Kristen Stewart?
Yeah.
Yep.
And they finally come back around towards the end.
And I'm reading this, I'm like,
really
perfect fucking casting.
She was like, no, it's fine. I'll come back home. Because even her and her dad talked about it. She's like, I said I'd be here.
I really enjoyed that book.
And they did have like a nice, like, it kind of reminded of almost like me and my mom. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, like, a little bit where it's like, she just wants the best for me, but it's like, maybe this isn't what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're two peas in a pod. Like, we both have like similar mentalities. So it's like when we're dead set on something, sometimes it's hard to sway the other way.
Right.
You know?
You lock horns a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, it was nice. I enjoyed it. I thought they did a good job.
Oh yeah.
I didn't read the book, but I think you'd be okay with it.
It sounds like it.
I do think you. I mean, as you know, it's hard to get it from like that perspective and that type of way on screen. Mm-hmm. So,
well, yeah.
I mean, I still feel like they did like a good job at least showing her deteriorate because it's pretty. It's like it is gradual too.
Yeah.
Like it's just like slow, and then like at one point she lost her phone and then found it like a month later. She's like, "Oh, I was looking for that last night," and he's like, "It's been a month," to his daughter, and it's like. Damn, like
that's how the book was. The book was full of moments that were like, damn.
Yeah, she's like sitting in the chair, and they're just talking about like how because he wanted to go to Minnesota for like a job thing, and like the other daughter was like, and he was like, well, you can't watch her, you don't have the time, like yada yada yada. Like I'll just bring her with me, and we'll get it figured out. And then that's around the time Kristen Stewart came down. And watched it instead. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Well, good.
There's gonna be a lot of silent moments in this episode.
A lot of people leaning in to be like
turn it up, and I start screaming at them
just to get them.
hello. I'm on my last one. So what do you want?
Oh, you're on your last movie?
No, I'm on my last movie.
Oh wow, we flew through those, huh?
Well, I kept going.
Okay, well, in that case, I guess I'll hit these next three real quick.
Oh shit! I guess I just went through my whole
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I didn't watch many. I've got 4 more left myself, so I'll hit these.
Well,
3.
3 of them were kind of one.
Yeah,
but not.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit these 3 next real quick.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. Why you gotta take their money? It's my movie. You didn't fucking watch it. I'm not over here telling the people what you watched.
I stole it away from you.
So what do I watch, Phil? What did I watch?
Well, you watched Friday, next Friday, and Friday after next.
100%. Back to back to back. Just like that.
Bing, bang, boom.
Bing, bang, boom. Had never seen them before a day in my life. I love stoner comedies. We're working on one right now. This year's 420 special coming out in just a few short weeks.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday 420.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where I felt like I was doing something backwards because I was like, we're almost done filming this thing, and now I'm watching stoner movies. I was like, I should have been watching this shit, getting inspiration.
You should have watched like the Cheech and Chong movies.
I know. I'm feeling like I might this.
Well, they're coming up with their last one, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I'd never seen them before. I'll start with Friday. I threw that on, and I read like a little fun fact about it that like Ice Cube was inspired by the movie Clerks, like as far as the structure of the film went, and I totally saw it. I was like, I get it for sure, 100%.
It's like a day in the life.
It's two dudes talking, and then sometimes there's like cutaways and flashbacks and stuff, and like it's the exact same structure, but one's set in the hood and one's at the convenience store. And shit. Yeah. He's just talking and shit, and that's
no milk. You better pour some water in it then.
Hilarious. I loved it, dude. I really do think the first one was my favorite because it was such a different vibe than the next two. Like,
for sure. They're like the change up from the first movie, and the second was distinct. Yeah. I never watched the third one.
The first movie
I didn't watch the first.
100% a hangout movie. Like 100%.
Oh yeah.
Like damn, like all of it. Like
Bye Felicia, all the classics, all the ones you've heard before.
And I was thinking that as I was watching, I was like, I've heard these references so much, throughout my life. Never seen this movie. Love stoner movies. Great stoner movie. Chris Tucker was great in it.
Ice Cube was great. Everyone's real upset that he never came back. I don't know what happened.
He was a born again Christian. And and passed. So that's when Mike Epps came in.
You don't have to smoke weed.
No.
You
could be a born again Christian in the movie, couldn't you?
Yeah.
He went to rehab at the end of the first movie, and they even bring it up in the second movie. So
yeah, how long do you think he's gonna be in there, or some shit like
something.
that?
But I will say that. So the guy who plays the dad in the Friday movies, his name's John Witherspoon. He is the highlight of every one of these fucking movies for me. And he's the voice of the granddad on the Boondocks. I fucking love this guy. He's so goddamn funny. Everything he says. Hilarious. Throughout
always
all
making
three
that
movies.
Face, too.
Uh-huh. So funny. Always shitting, too. Always shitting.
Was he like walking around in like his underwear and shit?
Nah, he was a dog catcher. It's the second movie where he falls in the dog shit. He's like, I slipped and fell in mud. And he's like, I don't think that was mud. And for the whole movie, he's got the same fucking clothes. Well, obviously, because every movie just takes place during the course of one day.
Yeah, it's that next.
It's whatever Friday we're watching.
Yeah,
and he's literally like the whole day just has all this dog shit down the back of him. He's just walking around like this, like all day.
Funny. I have
You got shit on your back, Willie.
I have like a special memory with.
Oh, that's right.
Next Friday.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember watching like a part of it when I was like really young. I think it was like around the scene like when they first get to the house and like the wife or whatever is hitting on his friend a lot or whatever the situation is.
Uh-huh.
Like I always stuck with me like when I was a kid because I was just like, this is weird, like it's like I was watching something I knew I shouldn't be watching,
right.
Shit. And so, but I never knew what fucking movie it was. Funny. And then I finally watched Next Friday. I'm like, well, goddamn, because I feel like there is like a Night of the Living Dead movie.
Yes, yeah. I just recently had that happen. Yes, yeah. Return of the Living Dead 3 is what it was. Yeah. I feel you. Yeah, but no, I
stuck with you, and then
all those years later solved the mystery.
And then you finally figured it out. So.
No, I like Friday a lot. I'll definitely be rewatching
Friday's a classic.
And I see why. I definitely get it. And then
beat up Debo, man.
He did. He beat the shit out of Debo. Nia Long looking fine as hell. So I get all that now. Like all the Nia Long. I was like, okay, now I see. Next Friday, I didn't mind the change up. Like it's definitely like a different type of movie, but like I like that they shifted like from
it's like a different like whole like
a whole different environment. Yeah, like the suburbs.
They were like on the run, weren't they?
No, so this one he moves in with his uncle because Debo was getting out or something.
Yeah. So they kind of
but it's just him. Like he goes
they're
and stays
going
with
to
his
hide
uncle
out for a little bit until things cool
Yeah,
off.
he stays with his uncle and his cousin, who's Mike Epps, who is great in these movies, I think. And fucking, there's the Mexicans next door, Joker, Little Joker, and Baby Joker, and then their sister, the Ice Cube's into. I have to say, Joker was a standout for me in Next Friday. He's cracking me the fuck up. There's that scene where the dog comes out and he's like, Chico, what are you doing, man? And he's like fucking humping his leg and shit. And then later, something happens with the dog. He's like, what'd you do to my dog, man? He's like, nothing. Nothing. And then he goes to count his money and he like looks down at his pants and goes, what the hell is this? And he's like looking at it. And then the guy's like, well, what is it? He's like, nothing. It's probably some yogurt or something. Like, I was like, that's hilarious.
That's funny.
Fucking.
Then towards the end, when was it? Mike Epps gets chased up the car by the dogs, and he has like a bat, and he hits one of the dogs.
Oh,
he's like, "What'd you do to my?" He's like, "You hit my dog." He's like, "You sicked your dog on me." Like, what did you think was gonna happen?
I enjoyed Next Friday. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was like a different vibe.
It was a different vibe, but it was still fun.
His dad and his uncle had a little bit of beef, and that was funny watching them go back and forth. And no, I enjoyed all the new characters, the new setting, the suburbs. They worked in the record store or whatever. The record store owner shows up and gets in the fight with Ice Cube because he thinks he's robbing the place, and he keeps trying to tell him that he's fucking Day-Day's cousin. And then he's got the gun. He's like, I keep trying to tell you. It's like, Day-Day, is this your cousin? Yeah, that's my cousin. Well, then you're fired.
Oh, that's funny.
But no, I enjoyed it. And then, Friday After Next was a Christmas flick. Shortest of the bunch, too. It was like an hour and 20 minutes or so. And I enjoyed it because, like, even the opening, they had, like, a kind of Pink Panther Christmas-style animated, like, opening sequence. They get robbed by a guy dressed as Santa Claus. And it starts at, like, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning that Friday, which is Christmas Eve. And they get robbed by the Santa Claus, and then they get jobs as security guards in this strip mall where their dad and uncle now run a barbecue place in this strip mall together. And then, like, the guy who owns the strip mall has a donut place there, and the cops hang out at the donut place. Like, there's a whole setup to this. And, like, so, again, it's another one of those, like,
the mall.
Pretty much, you got everybody.
You got the family at the mall, and then all the cops.
A day in the life,
and something's gonna go down.
For me, none of these movies missed for me. I enjoyed every single fucking one of these, and like, because Mike Epps' character took the job so seriously, and Ice Cube kept telling him, like, none of this LAPD, shit, none of this shit you'd be watching on TV. Like, we're just security guards, and. The guy gives him the rundown of, like, the things. He's like, see that liquor store over there? He's like, I don't want people hanging around outside of it or trying to sell shit and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay, you got it. And then, like, they go to sit in their security booth, and it's super small, and the two of them are both trying to be in there. And he's like, I'm just trying to chill. And he's like, not me. He's like, I'm ready to spring into action. Like, I'm like, I want to see some action. And then he's just, like, scanning this fucking parking lot, and he sees these three old ladies, these three old church ladies, like, singing carols out front by somebody. He's like, oh, we got some action. And he fucking busts out of that thing and goes up to these ladies and starts fucking, like, just being so crude towards them and telling them to fucking, get gone. And he calls them hoes at one point. Says, you out here trying to sell your pussy through the Lord out here or something like that. And and they get all offended, and then later you find out that, like, these old ladies, they send their grandsons, like, after them or whatever, and they're all, like, in a gang and shit. Like, so they chase after them. There's all sorts of shit that goes down in that movie for the short amount. Cat Williams is in this one. I think it was the first movie he ever did was this movie. Terry Crews was in this movie. I also think this might have been Terry Crews' first movie.
What? When did it come out?
2002, I think.
I don't want to say Terry Crews was in something before this.
I don't know. I could be wrong about that.
What about, like, that Christian Bale, Michael Pena movie?
I don't know.
Hard Times?
Hard Times.
What's up for after this?
With Christian Bale and Michael Pena.
Yeah.
Hard Times.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've never seen it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a good movie.
Just flat out never
even heard of it.
No.
I'm gonna look it up for you.
Terry Crews?
It's a decent flick.
Interesting.
We'll look it up after this.
Intern. Yeah, Intern.
There it is.
But yeah, and then like I said, I guess New Line just has a hard on for having their third movie in a stoner trilogy being a Christmas flick. But no, I enjoyed all three of them. Nice.
Did they have a good Christmas?
They did run into that fucking Santa Claus thief.
Oh, they got their money back.
And they got their money back.
Good.
Yeah, and their presents, because he stole their presents. And baby pictures of Day Day, too, for some reason. He just took like a bunch of random shit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they got everything back.
So I guess just to cap mine off, because it does kind of tie in with the others. And then I'll let you finish it off today.
Oh, yeah. It's one you've seen.
It sure is. So after my little Friday marathon, I watched One of Them Days.
In which I have not got the pleasure to watch.
A very recent movie, 2025 flick.
Came out in January.
Yeah. Keke Palmer and SZA are in this thing. Else. Just those two. I mean, there are other people like in it. You know what I mean? Like Cat Williams shows up in it. But what I told you, I'm glad I watched all the Friday movies before I watched this, because it was clearly inspired by Friday. You know, and movies of that nature. Pretty much, you know, in some ways, like, you know, a lot of the setups are the same. They had to figure out their money by the end of the day because of some mishap. And, you know, like, you got the one who's, like, always kind of getting the other one in more trouble, you know, sort of thing. But they're both, like, goofballs in their own way. And they went through Church's Chicken at one point. I do think, like I told you, I enjoyed the movie, but I didn't, like, laugh out loud a lot. Like, I didn't laugh at
watch it with me.
That's honestly, next episode we'll be like, well, we watched it together, and I feel a lot differently about it
tonight.
But probably, but I enjoyed it. Love me some Keke Palmer and SZA. Honestly, it was their chemistry that made me like. I would watch it again and again just to watch those two like do their whole back and forth.
Did you watch their interview on Hot Ones?
I think I did actually.
It was like the hot
the Truth or Dab.
Yeah. I saw like a couple clips.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
I can't remember if I watched the whole thing or not. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie. There's a lot of references to it, even like down to like their costume design when you first see them. Like they're kind of dressed in similar clothes to what Chris Tucker and Ice Cube were wearing in that first Friday, and like there's a bit that kept getting me where so they go to a blood bank at one point to like try to get some money, and this was probably the part that like again I didn't laugh out loud necessarily, and it was funny, but it was like just because it was very different than what the rest of this movie was doing. It was very gross, this scene, but she goes to donate blood, and what got me, because I donate plasma a lot, so what I found very funny about this scene is like she's going to do it, and she's talking about how she doesn't really care for needles. Now I'm going to sit here and laugh. Fucking,
it's funny to talk about.
It's funny to talk about, but the lady going to draw her blood, you know, says something to her about how it's like literally her first time doing this.
I just talked about this type of situation with people at work the other day. We're so talking about like donating, and it's like if someone says like they're new at this, it's like not me, no, sir. You're gonna stick me in. You're gonna practice on me.
I think she like misses the first time or something, and she like screams at her, and everybody like, looks at her like what. But then she's like, here, I'm going to try that again. And it goes to, they're like, so what did you do before this or whatever? And at one point she's like, oh, I was a stripper. You know, shit like that. And like, so then she like is donating the blood. She does like the first like bag. And then she's like, do I get more money if I donate more blood? And the girl, obviously, you know, she just started working there. And she's just like, if I were you, I'd do it. And so so she donates donates like 4 bags of blood.
Oh my God.
And SZA comes back. She
like kill herself.
She like takes a nap out in the waiting room. She comes back and like Keke Palmer's just pale as fuck. And she's like, I donated 4 bags, but then like I forget what happened, but something, you know, another little mishap goes down and the blood bag gets dropped, and fucking somebody steps on it and it just splatters all over like Kiki Palmer. And then like it just kind of keeps happening. Like with the blood bags and shit. I'm like,
they keep exploding.
yes.
That's wild.
People keep like slipping and stepping on them, and they're just like bursting all over people. And I was just like, it just got it was one of the sillier things that happened in it.
It's one of them days.
But the thing is, I would 100% go in and watch it tonight.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. It was a fun time.
I wanted to see it in theaters.
I did too. I know we talked about it a lot, and we just never were able to make it happen. But yeah, one of them days.
Oh, that's your last one?
Yeah, that was my last one.
Oh, and that was one of them days.
That was one of them days.
And now we're gonna make a stop at the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of it?
I enjoyed it.
I did too. It's a good little flick.
It was. A lot of people.
A lot of people.
I want to talk about a lot of people in the movie. That was one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think going into it because I didn't know anything about it. So right. I'm glad I enjoyed it.
Glad you enjoyed it as well. Yeah.
I was like, this isn't what I expected, but I rolled with it. I was like, this is cool.
Wes Anderson flick.
Yeah.
You said you'd watched Moonrise Kingdom already, so like there's a lot of
I did watch that.
A lot of similarity, and like all of his movies have that similar style.
I watched that like what 13 years ago.
I'm just saying, most Wes Anderson movies have that flavor to it. Like there's to the point where he gets specifically made fun of for his style of filmmaking.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I enjoyed it. It's been a long time since I've watched it.
Yeah, I remember enjoying it. When I watched it, I remembered it enough to know as soon as I started it that I've seen it before.
Yeah.
I made it like 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. Like not even, we weren't even done with the opening
Moonrise
credits.
Kingdom?
Yeah. I was like, yep, got it.
But
yeah, the Grand Budapest Hotel, I thought it was cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought the relationship between the dude and
his little concierge,
his lobby boy, Zero.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was all cool.
Which that guy,
some Willem Dafoe being a bad guy, punching people.
Yep.
Had a little Adrian Brody in there. Little fucking
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson was like a
Bill Murray at one point.
Yeah, fucking
Saoirse Ronan.
Who else was there?
Lots of people.
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
Yep. He was like the chief of police or whatever. Yeah. Decent little little mystery.
What's it?
Who killed the old lady?
Yep.
Was
Tilda Swinton, I think. I think that was the actress that played the old lady.
Oh, I can't tell
Just
you.
another on the stacked cast.
Hell yeah. And today's a special day.
Oh yes, you told me you're saving something.
Yes.
It's a milestone today because
hit 100 movies.
Oh, you've hit your 100 movies for the year.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and that's 100 movies I haven't seen. That's
100 movies you haven't seen.
It's probably about 102 or 3. Otherwise, I've done a really good job of just only watching what I haven't
100%.
already watched. It's a decent amount.
Yeah, very diligent.
Yeah. I've been definitely making a point to, and I'm excited for the journey.
265.
Because I said I might even try to go for 400.
Hey, fuck it.
I'm like right on track.
Go for it.
It's a lot of movies though.
I'm at a milestone myself. I just watched my 69th movie.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm at 69 for the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of give. Yeah, it's nice.
A dirty 69 of rewatches and first timers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but after I found out how far behind I was in movies watched with you, I was like, I have so much ground to catch up. You're usually at least 50-50, so if I keep watching
I feel you.
more movies I haven't seen than have, eventually
you'll catch up.
Those numbers will start to
dwindle
a little bit. So that's exciting. I'm trying.
You just have a whiteboard with math on it to
I follow you, so I have to look at your movie logs to see and just keep track of. I need to watch 5 movies today. He watched 3. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so cool stuff. That's all I got.
Hell yeah. That's all I got.
Is this a wrap?
Is this the end?
Episode 23?
Is this goodbye? Well, hey.
And it's not goodbye. It's a see you later.
Today was a good day.
Yes, it was. All right. Later, guys.
Peace.